Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today's topic is going to be about the different kinds of wire wraps that we can make. There is caged type of wire wraps, mainly pendants, of course. There is framed, there is frameless, there is free flow pendants. So we're going to go through all those kinds of builds for pendants and explain the differences between one and the other and what we can make um, from one kind of structure and another kind of structure. So without further ado, let's go. So here I'm going to show you the ones I make and how I have named them. I think this is the real way to name them, but I'm not totally sure. So here we go. We're going to speak about frameless pendants or structures that can be very easy or very intricate. I am not a professional in this kind of wrap, so this is an example of a very simple one. Maybe you have seen the video on YouTube of the tutorial for this pendant. It's called the Mini. So this one has two wires, very simple. It doesn't have a frame and it doesn't have a cage that secures the stone inside. So I would call this a frameless pendant or free flow, even though this one is symmetrical, so it's not really a free flow. Here I have caged pendants. So these three here use a cage as a base. So this is the simplest one. I have a video about this kind of pendant as well. So why do I call them caged? Because it is a cage that secures the stone together, and the wires you use in the beginning will help you make all the pendant. So for example, this one starts with 3 wires here, one behind, one on the side, and one on top, securing the stone. They're secured together here, but by this half round wire, and then from there everything happens. So with these 3 base wire we make the whole pendant, and the stone is secured in a cage, kind of. So you can make more intricate pendants with this kind of structure. For example, I have this one that has 2 stones, and it's basically the same idea. You have, in this one we have 4 wires that will create this cage around the stones. So we have here 1 rose quartz and a small amethyst here, and these 4 wires will make everything. Of course we have some half round wires securing the base wires together, but other than that it's very simple. Everything happens from that cage. In this one I can even put some weaves on these base wires. So as you can see, it's the same structure here. Some wires going on top of the stone, some wires going behind to secure everything, but in between I made some weaves here on the side, and even the bail is made with weaves. So you can really play with the wires you have. What I do with these ones is that I don't add more base wires or thick wires to the pendant. So I start with, let's say, 4 wires, and then I go from there. Maybe I add some weaving wire or half round wire to secure everything together, but no more big wires to make more structure in the pendant. So from there we have the framed pendants. So a framed pendant is a pendant that uses a frame, right? So here we have this one, for example, that has a base wire here all around or behind, that will make this strong frame so that all the other components from the pendant will be secured to that. So it's totally different to the cage pendants, right? Because this one uses a frame, and we can attach stuff to the frame and keep adding more wires, more weaves, more components. So if we look at this one here, I have a weave that goes here on one side and another one on the other. These two weaves are components. There are different components. So if I go to the other side, these components are secured to that frame here, and on top the weaves come and are secured also to the frame. So everything is secured to the frame, and you can add as much as you want as long as you have some frame space to secure your wires, right? So the stones are not secured in a cage, but more held by some wires under it, and then some other wires on top of it that all are secured to the frame. So this is one kind. This one this one actually is my first framed pendant. I received these wires from Rio Grande. First time I buy them, I used to have only round wires, and for the first time suddenly I have like half round wires, square wires, big wires, small wires, many different weaving wires. It was incredible to just have all this new material, and then suddenly your what you can do with the wires expands, right? You're not blocked in like just framed pendants with round wire. So anyways, this was my first framed wire, and this one has particular structure, right? Is one wire that goes here from the top. Let's see if we can see it. It goes around the stones, and then it comes back here and creates this little spiral on the sides. And so this is where I started. I didn't draw this one. And then from there I had only, you know, the frame and the stones on that, and from there I started imagining what to put on top. So this is one way to do it. You can also draw something and then try to figure out where your components will be attached, and then draw your frame to be where you need it, so that you can attach components to it and secure the stones. So this one has many components. As you can see, every wire that you see has to be secured somewhere, and see, for example, this weave here on the edge, it's secured here on the spirals on one side and the other. The double coil here is secured somewhere. Is secured to the spiral as well. this coil here is secured here behind. Everything is secured to the frame. So this is how it works, and it's pretty much the same for all the others. Like this one has a tree of life. I have a tutorial on YouTube on how to make, you know, tree of lives, very simple, and then from this base you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can make an intricate pendant like this one, or you can make a very simple one and just add a bale to the tree, and that's it. Or go crazy and do whatever comes to your mind. Anyways, this one has a frame. This one is very apparent. So you have the wire that secures the branches and the roots from the tree, right? So here we can see those wires secured here, and the roots here. And then we have the frame, and to the frame all the components come and get secured to the frame, all of them. Even the tree, this base wire from the tree is secured to the frame here, and the frame then continues to make the bale, and then I attach this component for the bale to the frame wire, which is, well, now it became a bale, right? But so it's the bale wire, but anyways it's the same wire as the frame. So here you have this, and then there is some other kind of pendant that is mandala pendants. So these ones are more intricate, more difficult to do, you need more experience. This one was the first one I made, and I gave it to my wife. And so you need many different components in order to create this this setting, because it is a setting in the end that secures the stone, and then that setting is going to be secured to a frame. Most of the time they have frames. You can make it without a frame and weave everything together, but in this case it has a frame. So the frame here is not visible, it's behind the weave we have on the sides. So here we can see this wire here that goes all around is the frame, and then the frame will help us make the bale and attach some decorations to the bale, and all the wires from this setting are secured in the end to this frame. So it's like an in-between. It's mandala framed pendant. You use both techniques. It's not based on a frame that will help you put everything together. This is more the mandala setting that will help you make the design and then secure the wires to a frame so that they are secured somewhere, right? By the way, I love this pendant. It's beautiful. My wife made all the necklace part, and I was making this. So well, this is all for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. I am going to make more videos, more tutorials, so let me know in the comments what kind of video would you like to see. If these kind of instructional videos where I talk about jewelry more than tutorials where I make something interest you, and maybe leave me some topics that would be interesting for you to make. or for me to make for you. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button to see more content of this kind. I hope this helped you with your knowledge when it comes to wire wrapping, so that you understand a little better what's happening, or maybe when you see a picture on internet of, you know, some pendant, some piece of jewelry, you understand better what's happening. Sometimes it's good to watch, you know, others' jewelry and try to figure out what's happening. And this is how I was learning, trying to understand how the jewelry works, you know, in order to recreate some technique so that, you know, I can expand my skill with the jewelry, not to copy the design, but yeah, just to understand how it works. And this way you get to make different stuff, different techniques, and just learn more just by watching pictures. And well, this comes from the base, you know, what kind of wrap this is. Does it have a frame? Maybe it doesn't have a frame and it's just like wires going widely everywhere. So yeah, I hope this helped. Have a beautiful day and happy wrapping. See you in the next one. Bye bye.